What's up, guys? It's your Super Players back at it again with another video, and it's your host Tony G, bringing you a most asked, demanded deck profile that you guys saw me play this deck in multiple videos, especially in the Broly video where I battled C-Rod and I lost. But you guys are asking what's in the list. It's a little modified from what the video had because I didn't have all of set 10 in the deck yet. But now that I have every card that I needed, this is what I've pretty much been playtesting on Untap and everything, or online. And so this is the Vegito deck profile that I've been playing. So it's Vegito. If you guys don't know or new to the channel, this is what this leader does. When this card attacks, draw one card. And if it's your opponent's turn, when one of your battle blue unison cards or blue battle cards are placed in the drop area or removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you may flip this card over and draw two cards. So you pretty much awaken pretty easily with this leader. And then if you have 4 lives or less, you draw one and you untap one energy. And what's great about him, when he's awakened, Vegito becomes a lot more powerful. When this card attacks, draw one card, still the same ability, and activate battle. You use 2 blue energies and your unison card gets triple strike for the battle, which is great. And it gets a 10,000 power, and it's not just once per turn, so every time you use it, you could use 2 blue. So if you use Sensu Bean, which we do run in this deck, it will continuously give it a 10k boost, and it's such a powerful effect. And then once per turn, if it's your opponent's turn, when one of your blue unison or battle cards are placed in the drop area, KO'd or removed from skill, switch up to one of your mono blue energies and switch it to active mode and draw one card. So it's a constant draw, untap energy, and the way I built this deck, it revolves in that effect a lot. And so we're going to start off with the first unison, so that's what Vegito does. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to see awesome deck profiles from both C-Rod and myself. So then we're going to start off with the first unison card that we do run is Zeno Cosmic Unison. The reason I like this guy is just that he's 2 specified blue energy. However, his activate main, add 2 markers. He's one of the best unison cards in the deck right now, or in the game for blue. And then his -5, you send all your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier, and shuffle them back to their deck, which is great in the battle area. And I just like that ability because once he's on field, he's really difficult to get out of, to remove. So that's why I run 4 of these guys, because you need to run 4 of them, and he stays on board for quite a while. If you don't like get rid of him ASAP, he becomes a problem later on during the long-term game. And then we have Dr. Rhoda. Very great turn 1 play, especially if you're gonna awaken turn 1, or if you go first and some of your opponent's battle cards or leader cards have to attack for certain autos to trigger. And when this guy is KO'd, choose up to one of your blue energies and switch it to active mode. So the way this guy works, so when he gets KO'd, your blocker, he lets you restand the energy and he draws 2 cards. So you draw 2 and restand 1 energy when one of your blue cards is KO'd. So that's why I run Dr. Rhoda. If you don't have it, I would say you need to run it. It's such a strong card in this deck from Draft Box 5. So I highly recommend picking it up if you don't have it for this deck. And then we have Goku Black Unforeseen Darkness. We do run dual color cards here because there's some cards that you do need in this deck. Very great, powerful card. I'm trying to keep it as budget as possible. I'm not running the Ultra, or is it the Unstoppable? What is it? The Yellow Ape. And then Obuni, which adds this card, like the deck value, to like $800. But I'm trying to keep it as budget as possible because I don't have those cards. But we do have Goku Black Unforeseen Darkness. As long as you have a dual color energy in your battle area, you draw 2 cards and you drop 1. So such a great ability, still one of the best cards, and you switch one of your energies back to active. So it could be any of them. It doesn't have to be mono blue, it could be dual color, which is great. That's why I run 4 of those guys, just because of that effect. Because it's you want to draw, and potentially if he's on field, he becomes a problem either way. So if they KO him, you still restand another energy, which is great. And then we have Beer's Fickle God. We run 4 because you need to have at least 1 dual color blue yellow energy for this engine to work, especially if you're playing Goku Black Unforeseen Darkness. You want to see dual colors opening hand right away. So we run 4 of those guys. So especially if you go first, throw that in the field, don't worry about it, and then just wait until you get awakened. And then we run one of the best super combos in the game, in my opinion, is Zamasu Sacred Disbelief. Just because whenever you combo with this guy, you you put one of your opponent's cards into rest mode. I mean leader card or battle card, and switch to rest mode, which is great. So it stops those really aggressive plays and you survive. And not only that, we do run cards that you need to run dual color energy, because when you combo with them, it helps out. And then we have 3 Android 18 never ending energy. Just like I said, I don't run the apes, so I'm trying to find budget friendly ways to replace the apes, and I think this was the best one, especially if you're playing Zeno. It ramps pretty quickly, and then you draw 2 cards when you play her. So I think it's a win-win either way. That's why I'm playing her at 3. I highly recommend picking her up. She's very powerful, especially if you're running Zeno in a mono blue deck. She retains your hand, so that's why I like it. So this deck has a lot of draw power, and I really enjoy it, and that's why I play it. And then we run 2 SSB Vegeta. People are underrating this deck, I kid you not. Like, this guy's a blocker. Not only that, when you play this guy, you draw 1 card, which is great. It's fine. But the second auto is what I like about this deck a lot, is that at the start of your opponent's main phase, choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it back to active mode. So he's a 3 cost, and not only that, he gets KO'd. You could restand your dual color energy. You block, and then they get rid of him. He's a 20k blocker to begin with. So if they try to get rid of him, he potentially puts back 1 of your energies back to active, obviously during your opponent's turn. And then with Vegito, if he gets KO'd, he pretty much restands another energy. So it's technically like a 2-drop is how I see it. Draw a card, and he's a 20k blocker. I don't know. I really like this card a lot. People are underrating it. I only run 2 because we do have a lot of like other blockers in this deck. And then we run 3 Son Goku Supreme Alliance Supreme Alliance. I really like this guy just because you just need 1 blue energy, once per turn, once per battle. You block, restand. So he's like, if they don't out combo it, you could restand him and just combo that turn, and he's another blocker. So you have a lot of defense and a lot of ways to restand the mono blue energy you need to put back to active, and you get to draw. And then since we're running the Sacred Disbelief combo card, that's why we run that guy, and a 3-3 split with Bojack, Resident Agent of Destruction, just because he gets to put another battle card to rest mode. So you put 1 to rest mode with Sacred Disbelief, and then you block, and he comes out, and you put another card to rest mode when he comes out, and they mill 1 from the top of their deck. So yeah, it's just, this deck's very defensive. It's fun. I really enjoy it, and it's a 20k blocker still. Like I said, 20k blockers are a huge problem. And then since we're running dual color cards, we got to run at least 2 hit rapid movement. I do have 4, but I think 2 was just fine. Just sometimes you don't want to combo with your Sacred Disbelief. Zamasu, this is a great substitute as long as you have a dual color card in your energy zone. So this works very well when you don't want to use a super combo, especially. So, or you could always charge that too early game. And since we're running Zeno, it's easy to start using these counterplay cards. This guy is one of the most broken counterplay cards in the game, I feel, just because he doesn't have to come out to play. You just put him in the drop area as long as you have a unison with 2 or more markers, I believe, and it stops your opponent from playing any card. So as long as they're not deflect. So this card is amazing. I recommend it. One of the best cards for blue. Works really well with unison, so highly recommend picking it up. It's so strong. And then we're moving on to our boss monster. Obviously, our boss card to finish the games is obviously going to be Power of Potora, Vegito, Kefla, and Zamasu. Just because as long as your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, you pretty much bring this guy for 5 energy, which you will, which is great. And so, yeah, he's a really great game finisher. And if you don't have this card and you can't get it, I would highly recommend getting either of these Miras because they're double strike. Oh, well, you'll see what other card I run in here. Not this guy, but this guy is. And this guy, you add a double strike Champa. I run 2 to make sure you get that double strike in and go for a game. So if you can't win with Potora, you'll win with one of your Miras. So usually I'll get game with this guy. And what's great about him is he's deflect. So it definitely comes in clutch at the very end. So I run those guys for sure. And then going on to the extra cards. That's all I have for Overrealm that I felt like they come in handy most of the time. And then we'll run, let me see, the extra card. The best extra card in the game for blue has to be Sense of Being. Really love this card, one of the best cards in the game. People are saying they should ban it. I'm like, nah, it's one of the best cards, so you can't ban this guy. So run 4 of those, and then you got to run 4 Dimension Magic, and then we run 1 Frost Deadly Poison, just so you could actually have a little bit more defense, just in case sometimes people go for a game and you have 3 energies on tap, or when you get your energy restood, this will come in clutch. So yeah, I don't know how many times I've won. I call this like the secret rare as well, and it's a dual color, and I really like this card a lot, just because your opponents don't really expect you running this sometimes, but a lot of cards are deflect. But when they're not, use that, and it pretty much breaks their heart when you do that. They get upset. They're just like, well, GG, when they tap out for like their big boss monsters. And there you guys have it. So like, comment, subscribe for more awesome deck profiles from your super players, and this will be on our Instagram. So if you're not following us on Instagram, definitely check it out. The deck list will be there. We don't post the link, in the description, so we just have it on our Instagram. So if you want to take a look at it, definitely check it out. And from your host Tony G, like always, y'all stay super.
Always pull up with my Android 18. Rolling and sell, all in my team. Guess you could call me the #1 theme. Double strike crate, you take those hits. I take it all in this game, Dragon Ball. Double strike crate, you take those hits. I take it all as I make the light fall. Double strike crate, you take those